E-commerce, Module 5, Customer Service, Logistics, and Payment Systems. Whatever you do, do it well. Do it well so that when people see you do it, they will want to come back and see you do it again, and they will want to bring others and show them how well you do what you do. Walt Disney. As seen, one of the main characteristics of e-commerce is the fact that face-to-face contact with customers is not possible. That makes customer service one of the most complex processes in e-commerce, as it overcomes the barriers of the impersonal nature of this type of commerce. That is why customers must be taken care of and be treated with the maximum personalization so that they have a pleasant experience. Even today, many companies do not pay enough attention to this part, which results in large losses as well as a lack of loyalty that may be important. We must not forget that if we do not take care of our customers, the competition will be happy to do it. For this, we must guarantee a good interpersonal relationship that provides solutions whenever there is a problem, compliance with delivery schedules, order tracking, and good service for claims, returns, or repairs. All these factors guarantee the satisfaction and loyalty of the consumer following the key principle. Do not just get a sale, but rather a customer. Customer service. Sales are the main element to consider in customer service, since sales will depend on the attention. Sales do not only consist of making and executing the purchase, but also of a different process and phases that should be known. 5.1.1 Sales processes. As we have just said, the sale is a process made up of different phases. These phases are pre-sales, sales, after-sales claims. Pre-sales. The phase should focus on attracting the potential customer and encouraging them to purchase. For this reason, the first impression that users have when they see the website is essential. An attractive, clear, and easy design, together with different promotions or discounts, are very useful at this phase. They must also know in advance all the details of the service, the payment, and the delivery system, and there should be a contact form in case the customer wants to contact the company before placing an order. A section of frequently asked questions and an automated answering service will provide most answers, so the customers can solve their doubts comfortably. Then we come to the sale. The sale phase starts with the customer selecting an article and adds it to their shopping cart. And from that moment on, the consumer must have complete information on the price of the item and the total cost. They should feel the purchase is safe. They should feel that it is safe, that there is no risk of fraud, and the payment process must be easy. They must also be informed about the stock of the product, the delivery time, and the delivery system. Many companies ask customers to fill out registration forms before purchasing. Data should be relevant and forms should be easy to fill out so that it does not become a tedious or suspicious process. That is why it is advisable to include a company policy that guarantees the security of the information and an option to memorize the form so that the customers do not have to keep repeating this for future purchases. Now we come to the after sales. The last phase of customer service takes care of several aspects. First, it is responsible for resolving doubts, claims, or complaints about the item purchased. There are different ways to access this information: website, email, telephone, forms. In any case, the access to this section must be visible so that it does not generate mistrust among the users. In this phase, it is advisable to ask customers to assess the service through questionnaires and comments on social media. This way, we will get good publicity in their environment. This phase is essential to turn a casual customer into an active customer. On the contrary, poor management of the after-sales phase will cause the customer to be dissatisfied. This may result in bad publicity about a company that will harm our brand. To improve customer service, we can use service such as live chats, FAQs, telephone support, and even social media. We also can offer promotions or discount coupons to customers to encourage them to purchase on the web. Some platforms allow us to monitor the comments about our brand in order to analyze the feedback, knowing what is being discussed about us, and analyze the online reputation of the company. This function is very useful when it comes to thinking and promoting positive criticisms and finding a solution to negative ones. Some of the free tools to monitor this brand is Google Alerts, Tweet Alarm, Social Mention, and Topsy. Claims. Online purchases can lead to disagreements with the company that sells the product. If the consumer is not satisfied, they can always make a claim. The most common reasons are the advertised characteristics do not match with the real product, prices are higher, delays in the delivery, or a lack of guarantee in the payment methods. There are different ways to complain directly to the company. We should always try to reach an agreement through the customer service of the company. If it is a reliable company, they will try and guarantee assistance and solve the problems and doubts. In this first phase, the following should be provided: purchase invoice, date, name, address, price, reason for claim, relevant documents, and specify if a refund or a change is desired. To the entity that provides the trust mark, in case that the company has a trust mark, customers can use this route so that the entity mediates and applies their internal codes to conflict resolution. Consumer protection offices. If the first options do not work, it is necessary to go to these organizations. They mediate, inform customers, and guide them in reaching an agreement between both parties. In the event that a solution between the company and the consumer is not reached, consumer protection offices will submit it to an arbitration process to obtain a resolution. It is fast, simple, and free way to avoid having to go to court. Justice system. It is the last possible option for consumers to be able to claim compensation and can be appealed to by civil or criminal means, depending on the very case. It should be considered as a last resort since this process can involve a lot of money. European Consumer Care Center. If the claim is processed in a company of the European Union, we can go to this office to obtain information or assistance. If the operation can be carried out in another country, it can also be claimed on EcoSumer Gov. Let's click on that one just for a sec, see if it's still there. It is still there. Good for you. Okay. Oh dear, we pushed the wrong button. All right. Apologize for the delay. Here we go. I remembered. Good. Advantages of customer service in e-commerce. Although customer service in electronic commerce lacks some strengths in comparison to face-to-face assistance, there are also advantages that can turn into an option with more possibilities than traditional commerce. First of all, e-commerce can have a 24-hour customer service and does not have any physical or geographical barriers. This allows answering customers much faster, and procedures are also faster. Customer attention is becoming more personalized as storage systems can create specific profiles for each type of consumer and offers the type of promotion that best suits their needs, creating an effective feedback. In addition, many possibilities are offered on the website, such as registration, access to profiles, performing operations, consulting catalogs, comparison, and purchases. Another of the main problems is still distrust regarding the security offered by the network when making payments. However, a growing number of users are buying on the internet thanks to a system that guarantees security, passwords, and protection systems. Logistics, the logistics structure. Logistics is a fundamental part of satisfying a customer and them having a positive experience. Logistics systems have evolved and e-commerce is improving what was one of the weak points, which is a key to understand the growth of electronic commerce in recent years. Distribution. A good management of delivery and distribution of orders can become a differential factor for the company and added value to the service. For this, it must be consistent with the capabilities of the company and needs of users when setting services, prices, and conditions. The first thing to consider is that the delivery should be cheap, making it one of the reasons why a large number of buyers back out. It should also be as fast as possible and meet the deadlines. Otherwise, the service will not meet the expectations of the customer and they prefer the competition in the future. High quality logistics service is essential because it has proved that a high percentage of online orders never reach their users due to incidents related to distribution that results in the loss of sales and reputation of the company. That is why the company must adapt its distribution service according to its business. In other words, food delivery cannot have the same management as a photography shop or vouchers for leisure activity. 5.2.3 Problems with distribution. We must always bear in mind that e-commerce is constantly struggling to minimize the intrinsic distrust associated with it. In addition to the problems inherent in distribution, there are other problems such as the absence of the customer when the delivery arrives and the product defects or mistakes that result in returns. Apart from these problems, companies must also take into account other factors such as obstacles and customs, as with international sales that depend on cataloging, weighing, and characteristics of the product. Keeping customers informed is key to making them trust the service so that the user could know the status of the order and the estimated delivery time based on their geographic location. Order tracking. A growing number of companies are working with delivery companies that provide tracking reports linked to a locator. This way, the customer can always know the status of their order. They can confirm the address and the number of pending packages, as well as the status at all times, the time it leaves the warehouse, the delivery process, and finally the delivery. There are different companies specializing in logistics that ensure quality service for our company and in increasing competitive prices for both the seller and the customer. Unless it is a local distribution company, working with these companies will be of great importance in coordinating sales and processing orders rapidly and efficiently. All these possibilities have improved distribution and have made online sales as much safer and more reliable channel, open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Online and offline methods. The current form of payments can be classified into two categories. Online payments that are made at the time of purchase on the internet. Most used online modalities are the virtual POS or PayPal. Offline methods, payment is not made at the time of purchase, but later. It is slower but safer for the buyer since they pay once they have received the goods and check their order. Most popular offline payment methods are cash on delivery, bank transfer, and direct deposit. Now we come to virtual point of sale. Most physical store payments can be made by cards through a payment terminal connected to their bank. On the internet, card payments are also the most common method when making online transactions. The virtual point of sale terminal, POS, is virtual payment by card. It allows encrypted data to be transferred so that the seller cannot access them. The operation is identical with traditional POS, but instead of entering the information in the payment terminal, we enter it in the software that works as an intermediary between the online store and the bank. The purchase process works like this. The customer contacts the virtual point of sale and enters the data to place their order. The virtual point of sale requests the card type, number, and expiration. There's an exchange of information between the virtual POS and the bank of the customer. Once inside the bank, the customer identifies themselves with some method or a password agreed with their bank for online shopping. The virtual POS requests the authorization to proceed and the purchase is made. It is a convenient and simple system for the buyer. As can be seen, the whole last part of the process is done through the bank, so there is a guarantee of safety return. In order to install a payment gateway in our virtual store, we need to contact our bank and to provide us with a code and software required to enable it. It's funny. I was saying it goes on several steps. A direct payment by card can also be made, and there's no need for a payment gateway in this case. The process is similar to the previous one, but in this case, all the process is done through an online store, which gets in touch with the bank. And once the transaction is accepted, it is the merchant who tells us that the transaction has been accepted and the sale is complete. It is an appropriate method when the customer knows the seller in the physical store, which is already in the data. Now we come to PayPal. PayPal is a system that enables you to pay, send money, and accept payments. When the account is set up, a bank card is required. Registered. It works as if it were an internet account in which we can deposit money through the associated card. It is an online payment system made popular by eBay that has been widely used in recent years. To purchase a product, it is only necessary to enter the PayPal username and password to authorize the payment, which is seen with that the seller does not have access. It does mean that the seller does not have access to your data. The speed of payments, the convenience of not having to enter data, and security of not sharing financial data that have led PayPal to have over 100 million accounts. The system is continually growing and is free for users as it only charges a small percentage to the selling company. Its ease of implementation in electronic business compared to the virtual point of sale has made it the best method for small merchants. Cash on delivery. Cash on delivery consists of paying for the product once received. The payment is made directly to the person who delivers the product and usually involves a surcharge for shipping costs. It is a good option for customers who do not trust electronic payment systems, as it does not entail any risk to the buyer, who can check their order physically and pay cash. However, it is not a very comfortable method for the seller, since they have to increase the price due to the shipping fees. They also have to deliver the product without having charged anything, which increases the likelihood of an unsuccessful order. Now we come to bank transfer. This type of method, the customer makes a bank transfer to the account given the seller to place their order. It is a very safe way to complete economic transactions, even though it slows down the process of purchase, as the product is not shipped until the transfer is complete. This loses the essential speed, the essence of speed in the intermediary of other payments method. In addition, banks can charge recurring fees on these types of transfers. And mine does one, and it's every time you make any kind of a purchase. There is also a direct debit method in which the customer will provide an account number to the selling person so they can change the amount with a sort of periodicity. Mobile payments. The type of payment is divided into several modalities, such as transferring money between users, buying in online stores, or using the mobile phone to pay in a physical store. There are several applications designed as virtual wallets, whose purpose is to store the personal and banking data of the user in order to make fast transactions and have all available options in one click. Google Wallet or Apple Pay are some examples of this.